Welcome back to another episode of
It's an okay podcast.
Woo woo. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my contribution. What episode are we on? Is this 10? Is this 9? I don't know. I think 7, 6, 5,
4,
3,
2,
2, 1.
It's Brittany
B-Day. Oh. I said B-Day. Go. Okay, anyway.
Go.
boy.
Corey, what's that?
I'm about this song, and you see me, I'm just suffocate me so.
Corey, what's that musical instrument thing that we were doing? No.
Wait, no. Delicioso. I feel like you have to say delicioso after every time. Well, today, welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining us again for another episode. Today, we're talking about
Mental health.
Whoa, Beth. Whoa. Let's try that again. Today, we're talking about
Siblings.
But did you know what today's episode was about?
Clearly not.
We
Surprise.
definitely did mental health last week.
You guys, clearly my mental health is not there.
It's because she was out till 4 a.m. last night.
Sure was.
Oh my gosh. I was in bed asleep by 9. I was so tired.
Well, yeah, you had a busy weekend.
Yeah, facts.
Should we do a recap? Just like a catch up?
Sure. Did you say ketchup or Kesha?
I said ketchup, like ketchup and mustard.
Sure. On Friday, I went to see the sunrise at Skyline Drive.
Wow. I feel like I'm in a 70s movie. Continue.
Wait, what?
I said I feel like I'm in a 70s movie. Continue. Stranded at the drive-in.
Okay.
Branded a
Oh.
fool.
Ooh.
What
will they say?
Monday at school. All right.
Okay.
So you went to Skyline Drive.
Yeah, I went to Skyline Drive
Shenandoah.
with my boo.
Not with the boo.
Yeah, with the boo. We went to see the sunrise.
You can take a sun. Okay, I'm sorry.
The Candyman can. And then we went horseback riding and hiking on the Appalachian Trail.
It's just different when you date somebody that's just an outdoorsman.
Facts.
This man gonna have you out here propelling down the sides of mountains.
No, please don't. Please don't even put that into the atmosphere because I already told him that was a no. I am happy to support him in his adventurous endeavors. But I will be
Got you on a horse. He said, "Let's go to a medieval times." I saw your dress.
That's the Renaissance
Where the hell
Fair.
did she get that?
Huh?
I was saying that's the Renaissance Fair.
Yeah, that's the Renaissance Fair.
First of all, where the hell did you get that Renaissance medieval clothing from? He had a kilt on.
She probably have always had it, honestly, knowing Samalia.
She probably did. She was like, "This is my fairy dress, and I can't wait to wear it one day."
Good stuff. I told you, not today.
You look like a girl.
That's what I am, half-wit. Boy or girl, I could still whip you.
Drew Barrymore, if you're out there, please send help.
Not police and help.
That's my favorite movie, you know that.
I know.
So we did that. We went.
I'm like the
horseback
stepmother.
Oh no.
That's all
If you
I've done
cannot
for you.
approve the silence.
And then we went to the Ren Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was living to you. I was like, make sure you post because I want to see. It looked like a
Get a
lot of
turkey
fun.
leg?
I was gonna ask the same thing.
I did. I got a turkey leg. I had bratwurst. I had like steak on a something. Funnel cake. Raspberry wine. Would not recommend.
What about mead? Did you guys drink any mead?
No.
Oh.
No.
I had
mead.
to sing today. I was singing this morning at church. So, pace yourself.
I actually had raspberry wine the other day. I went to this place called Cooper Hawk.
So good.
And so good. Oh my gosh.
No, it was delicious, but I have like the tolerance of I do not. It's non-existent. And
Or if we
Oh,
know
yeah.
her tolerance level.
Oh, yeah,
For that
that's
time
true.
in the bathtub.
So wait,
Wow. Let's just moving right along.
I'll move on. When you said don't recommend. I thought you meant like you didn't think it was good.
No, it was
meant,
delicious.
Like, don't recommend as in like if you need to sing the next day, don't recommend. Gotcha.
I don't recommend if you have the tolerance level that I have, because literally I had the drink. The bar lady was like, take a big sip so I can add a little bit more in. So I did.
Oh,
yeah, it was really nice, except for the fact that by the time I turned around and walked to our seats, I was already feeling it.
Nah, girl, you got to do better.
You gotta do better. I need to come over and help you drink.
No, or
help you drink.
Or I just need to like not drink because I don't have the tolerance for it.
See, you guys, just a side note, our sister has a tolerance of a newborn child.
Sibling does have a very low tolerance. Beth, tell me what you did this weekend.
So this weekend, I had Friday off because I worked last week. So I spent the day in the house doing absolutely nothing because, sometimes you need that.
You need the rest.
And then Saturday, met up with a girl who we used to work at this job that was not really good to people out there. It was like, it was a bait and switch company. So once we figured out what it was, then we decided to leave. But it was basically practically scamming people. And she wanted to go to dinner for her birthday, or a brunch. She called it a brunch. So we went to brunch. And while I was at the brunch, I was feeling some kind of way. So I was like, let's get drunk. And so we went out, and I didn't get home until 4 a.m.
Wait, why were you feeling some type of way?
Oh, like feeling some, like I got there and I was like, I'm having a good time.
Oh, okay.
I don't want this to end.
Some type of way.
Oh, that's cute.
It was positive. It was like, yeah, this is not where this brunch is going to end. We're going to get fucked up.
So you went out for brunch and didn't get home till 4 a.m.? Wow.
Basically.
Wow. It's impressive.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Well, I came home to do a quick change, and then I went back out.
Okay.
I had to switch my outfit. And then today, I have this desk that is our mother's that I want to revamp because I just
the pink desk?
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a cute desk. It's got good bones.
It does. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get it repainted. I'm gonna repaint it. So it's gonna go to Home Depot. Me and my nigga office was gonna go and redo it so that way I can make it like a vanity. And then I was gonna clean up the drawers and like change the handles on it.
Yeah.
To make it modern.
Take pictures.
I will. What'd you do, Corey?
Well, nothing.
Love it.
Yeah. No, I don't have.
You like to stay inside.
Yeah, I don't usually do much. I thought about going to like the club or something, but I was like, nah. So I'm going to see. I'm gonna have a really busy weekend this coming weekend. So yeah, it's cool.
You want to know why you're gonna have a busy weekend this coming weekend? Because Friday is my what?
Your birthday.
Woo!
Yeah. So today's episode is about siblings, birth order, and what's actually so funny is the other day I tweeted when your sister borrows your clothes and doesn't return them, and it's that emoji with the eye that's like half closed. And he's like mad, and then someone responded to it. Damiana responded to it, and she was like, hash it out on the podcast. I was like, I could actually edit 3 full episodes of outtakes of us just arguing on the podcast, which I think would be such a funny like episode. Just be like narrating each fight. Like this fight you're about to hear is us telling Beth that she can't say she scammed old people. Because that is not 100% the story. I don't know if you guys know our birth order. I don't think you do. Maybe we said it in the first episode.
We know we had people guess the first episode.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well.
So I'm the oldest. This is Amelia speaking. I'm the oldest by 7.5, 8 years?
Yeah, 7 and 9.
Yeah.
And then?
I am the second oldest.
I'm the middle child.
Second oldest. Nice.
I'm the middle child. I am the middle child by 7.5 years and a year and a half.
Nice. And I am the youngest.
The third oldest.
I am the youngest child. It's Corinne speaking, and I'm younger by 8 and 2 years, 18 months, whatever. I think 9 years, 8 years, 9 years.
It's 9.
9 and younger by 9 years and
That's crazy.
18 months.
Wow.
Yeah, could you imagine being 9 and then having a newborn sibling?
That's actually not that, like, that's actually, I think, perfect.
Really?
Yeah.
Say more about that. Why do you think it's perfect?
Because, like, you got to live a lot, like, you got to be, I think, like, 9, 10 is a good, like, age where you kind of, like, have already come into your own and you know a little bit more about yourself. And so, like, it's easier to be a good sibling because, like, you've gotten time by yourself and you know more of yourself. I feel like ages where people are like jealous of like siblings is like if mom had Beth when you were like 3, I feel like it'd be harder for you to like well, I mean, you wanted siblings, so it's different, but I still think it would have been a lot harder for someone to like still be kind of a baby and needing like attention and needing extra care and
like me.
have this new well, you were like obsessed with me. You weren't like
like
weird.
Why are you so obsessed with me?
No, you really were. You weren't weird until we got like older. When we got older, when I turned like 13, girl, and you like girl, because let me talk about it. How the siblings is really coming out. At my 13th birthday party,
your mic is clicking again.
See, that's God. That was nothing but God thwarting that story because I felt like it was about to take a negative turn.
To take a wrong turn.
A wrong turn.
Wrong turn.
She's about to come in here and air me all the way out.
All the way TF out.
Well, what I was gonna say before y'all felt like Jesus stopped me was that I got a camera on my 13th birthday and Beth wasn't happy for me until my mom showed her that she got a camera on my birthday too. And then she was happy for me.
Let it out. Let it out.
I will, since my therapist wants to fall asleep on me.
Oh my God. I really think you should talk to your therapist about that.
Yeah, Corey came home so distraught about that, Celia. I was like, she did not.
I've heard the story 4 times. She's really upset about it.
You guys, because like, if I want to talk about something like that, like I'm not going to complain to Beth about the time I was 13 and she wanted a camera on my, you know what I'm saying? Like that's something you talk to your therapist about. Well, I don't let my guard down like that. So the one person that I can
you let your guard down with me?
About you, Beth? No, I don't.
Oh, wow.
You're like, oh, awkward.
Is there some animosity there?
About my 13th birthday, clearly, because I'm still bringing it up when I'm I'm almost 30 years old. That was almost 20 years ago. So yeah, clearly, like it's like not animosity, but it's still stuff that like I have to work through. I never got the space to work through it at 13. Yeah. I never got the space to talk about it at 13. And if it was something that bothered me, I never got to say it bothered me. So the one person I'm supposed to be able to talk to about it falling asleep on me, it's like that was my 13th reason.
13 reasons.
Please stop saying that. I do not like when you say that. It concerns me.
I'm concerned.
I'm just gonna move you into my house.
She goes, listen.
So I can monitor
she came home. She goes, Celia. She came home and she was like, "This is your tape. This is my tape."
Welcome to your tape.
Oh gosh.
Because like that wasn't the only thing she said to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like she was like, and I said something about my birthday, like my birthday this year, because like I was, just very depressed on my birthday, which really sucked, and I'm still trying to work through that. And every time, like, it's not even just like Beth's birthday coming up; it's like anybody's birthday. Anytime I see anyone celebrating a birthday on Instagram, it like makes me clammy.
Oh yeah, so one thing to say about that, she was talking about her birthday. She was like, "Is it bad that I don't feel like I'm not happy?" She's like, it's not about you, but I'm just like not happy because my birthday this year didn't go through. And for me, I'm kind of like, there has been so many birthdays in my 20s that have been ruined. Hurricane Matthew came through. I spent my 23rd birthday by myself in the middle of a hurricane with a cake that I paid special order while everybody got drunk at like hurricane parties. And I was sitting in my house on my birthday by myself. Nobody would have ever known that because I was taking photos and,
Oh, that's where that one birthday where you had your wrist wrapped?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would have thought people were at my house. I was by myself. Nobody knew that though.
You look cute in your photos.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Because I did that for me though. That made me feel better. It was like, you know what? Nobody's here and I'm going to eat this cake by myself. But I had a dress had my hair, got my nails and all this done just to spend my birthday alone. So I made the most of it and made it look like I had this big party when really I spent my 23rd birthday alone. My 25th birthday, when I went to LA, everyone bailed last minute. I ended up flying out there by myself. I met up with our cousin, and but for the majority of the time when she wasn't there with me, I was by myself, just exploring LA by myself on my birthday yet again. And then a few years ago, everyone was pissing me off to the point where I was just like, y'all are not about to try to ruin my birthday for a third year in a row. So what did I do? I didn't invite anybody. I didn't invite any of my friends. I went to dinner with Corey and my coworkers at the time, who probably weren't even better. But I mean, at that time, I didn't know the kind of evil ass people they were. So,
is it better?
Well, yeah, they're not in my face. They're gone.
No, the mic is better.
I meant the microphone.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So, you're like, yeah, it's better. I fucking hate those hoes. Like, the microphone.
Yeah, sorry. So yeah, like I see where Corey's coming from because I've had my fair share of birthdays being either ruined situationally by the environment and or by people trying to just like not be good people. So like this year, like I invited a good number of people, but that's because last year they saw like y'all don't have to get an invite.
Right.
I don't have to invite you. I can spend my birthday with other people that will celebrate me. So come correct.
In my head, I'm thinking like the best birthdays I've ever had are the ones that I spent alone. So, or like with mom. My mentality was like, well, mom's not here. Samelia bailed on me, something to work out on therapy. And well, I can't because she might fall asleep on me. And like Beth was like, I thought I was leaving. So Beth was like, well, I'm gonna go back to work. So I was just like, I'm in a fit of chaos right now, and I don't really like know what it is that I can do or want to do. So I just want to spend it by myself. So I was like, I'm going to go to the beach, and like, it just ended up being a really like crappy day. Just like, it was hard for me to feel happy.
And the sad thing about that is that like, that we're a really religious family. And what I've learned, at least in my life, is that God is going to continue to package up the same lesson every year until you understand you don't control anything. So if that's
I control it all. I'm Thor, bitch. I'm Thanos. Snap, nigga. You niggas is gone.
No, but you know what I mean? Like he's up because it's something that you are struggling to understand, that you do not have control over anything. Like once I realized that, like I was depressed, the fact that I'm watching, literally clicking through Instagram, Snapchat, all my friends are out drinking, partying, knowing damn well it's my birthday, and I'm asking them like, hey, are you gonna come? And they're like, oh yeah, no, well, like I don't feel safe leaving my house for the hurricane, and then being up in somebody else's house getting drunk as shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, when you realize that you really don't have control over anyone else but yourself, and like you got to understand, like you have to learn to reshift and redirect that, because it's like, and it's not like the fact that I didn't want to spend my birthday with my friends, because you guys know, like I care about having my friends and my family.
Yeah.
But if they're acting a certain way, I can only control me, and at that point, what I know, the best thing that I can do is remove myself, because I don't want to be upset. So you're not getting invited. And that's just what I did for that last year's birthday, is just I made sure I was with you. And I mean, Smiley would have been here if she could, but I was with you. And then I had those coworkers, and then I went home, and I had a great birthday, because it was like, I didn't have people there that I felt like were trying to actively ruin a day that was meant for me.
Yeah.
And I think that's just something, like, it sucks that you're going through that. I mean, we can celebrate together. I can put...
No, it's fine. I don't need to do that.
Girl, I could put Beth and Corey on the cake.
I mean, it's at least good because you got me a shitty cake. I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's a redo.
I'm
right.
kidding.
I did.
No. Don't. I'm fine. I'm a grown woman. I'll be okay.
The cake was shitty, so it's my fault. I might have inadvertently poisoned it. And I paid like...
It was the thought that counts.
Yeah. I felt bad, though, because it was like another thing to add to the list of shitty things that happened on her birthday. And I was just like, damn, like now I'm going to be in the category for getting her a shitty cake. It was really cute. And I thought it was cute because it was like July colors, like yellow and green.
Yeah. It was a very pretty summery, but still kind of like modern looking cake.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that it didn't taste good.
Oh, girl, it was trash. It was Whole Foods should be ashamed of themselves.
That's like me trying to get a vegan cake on his birthday when he turned
Yeah.
1. He was like, I'm not eating this.
Like, I'm not eating this, and pushing the plate away. Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? Bring me the sugar.
It's like, where are the eggs, ma'am? It's very interesting to hear you guys talk about this.
Why?
I think because of the age difference. Like, huh?
For you?
Yeah. Because of our age difference. Like, I think about, like, your big birthdays I was there for, but when you guys started getting, and obviously when you were, like, little, I was there for your birthdays. But then when I, like, went away to college, that's when you guys were in that, like, 12, 13 kind of age range. And so most of your birthdays, I wasn't there when you were like 12, 13, not until your 16th birthdays, I think. That, like, I was at both of your 16th birthdays.
Wow. Amelia was saying that she thought that our, the dynamic was fun because she was at both of our Sweet 16s.
What was my Sweet 16? Oh,
Was
yeah.
that Yellow Submarine?
Yeah.
That was a legit one.
Yeah, that was a good party. Yeah, I do think it's interesting. Like, I feel like, I don't know what birthday I spent with you, Similia, besides like my 13th and my 16th, like the big ones.
Yeah, well, that's what I was telling Beth. Well, and I mean, that kind of ties into birth order and just siblings in general, right? Because for a long time, I did not relate to you guys as like a sister. I related to you like a parent. And so, like, I was there for like your birthdays when you were little kids, but like then when I went off to college, I didn't come back for your birthdays unless it was a big birthday.
Right.
Yeah. And it was like, it's not like a thing where it's like, it's weird. It's like a weird relationship because like obviously Corey is in the house with me. So if you're not there, it's kind of like, I'm going to judge you.
Yeah, well, I mean, if I was there, if I lived with you guys and didn't show up, then, I should be judged.
Yeah. But like, because like I had to call Corey. I called for mine. I was like, I'm planning, I think I might have two separate ones because like Alisa was talking about coming with grandma. And I was like, okay, well, do you guys want to have like a separate family dinner on dad's birthday? And then I do.
I forgot it was dad's birthday too.
Yeah. Yikes. And then on my birthday I would go with my friends to dinner, and then we if Corey wanted to come out, we'd all go out because I know that sometimes she just don't like being around some of my friends. Yeah.
You can say it.
Yeah, they be doing too much, and she my sister doesn't like people that do too much. So.
I just like sometimes their energy is stinky. And like I was explaining this to somebody when we were down there for her birthday. Like, I'm not a person who, like, if it's not really my environment, I'm not gonna like implement myself, right? So like right. I feel comfortable enough to just sit there and observe.
Yeah.
Right.
And when I'm sitting and I'm observing, sometimes I just don't like what I see.
Yeah. Fair. And that's fair because like, but I'm the kind of person where it's like, somebody just told me the other day because I was telling them about how like I wanted to go to Mexico for my birthday, but I felt like some of the stinky energy was just not. People were not giving me the energy that I wanted, that I normally give them. And so it was not being reciprocated. And she was just like, you've got to learn that, like, cause she was like, if you went to go say hi to somebody and, like if you walked up and you didn't speak to me, I would give you one other chance. And then if I said something to you again and you didn't speak to me, that would be the last time I talked to you. She was like, well, what would you do in that situation? I said, I would keep talking to them. She was like, well, you've got to like take that as like, you don't need to overextend yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, I don't look at it as overextending because I look at it from like, I think my problem is that I look at everything from like a sibling standpoint. So like, y'all gonna hear this. You know what I mean? You're gonna hear what I have to say.
Right. Yeah. Right. So you can ignore me if you want to, but I'm still going to say what I have to say.
Yeah, I'm still going to talk to you because at the end of the day, like, that has nothing to do with me. You ignoring me, like, I didn't do anything to you, so I'm going to keep talking to you. And then until you say with your chest that you want me to stop talking to you, then, okay, I will move right along. But if I just meet you and you decide not to talk to me, I'm going to still talk to you. I'm going to still make an effort to be kind to you because I'm not a rude person. That's your energy, not mine.
Right.
Yeah, I think I like a teeter a little bit of both, and I feel like this kind of might go into like attachment styles because like so you have an anxious attachment style, right? I don't know if you don't have to talk about it if you don't want.
Well, no, it depends. What I'm learning about myself is that like I'm securely attached in friendships, but it could be because I picked secure friends. So, because when I deal with people who are avoidant, that can push me into like a anxious attachment style. But I've done a lot of work to like acknowledge when I feel anxious and then just realize, okay, this is just not someone who is healthy for me.
That's fair.
So I don't know, because I wouldn't say that I'm anxious all the time, but I think with certain people, especially avoidant people, I acknowledge that it pulls me into like more of an anxious attachment, and so I'll just be like, okay, this is not someone that's healthy for me.
Do I make you feel like that? Because I'm avoidant.
You're not avoidant with me.
Oh, you're avoidant with me.
Huh?
You're not avoidant with me.
Huh?
Corey said I was avoidant.
You are, Beth. You're very avoidant with me. It's fine. We'll work through it. We love each other. It's the love that bonds us. Love will keep us together.
Listen, little bitch.
I love that chicken from Popeyes.
Love that chicken from Popeyes. What were you saying, Beth?
I said, listen, bitch, I love you so much, but you be getting on my nerves sometimes.
I mean, yeah, same. It's fine. That's why I said love will keep us together.
It's like at the end of the day, that's still my sister.
I think I move through the world as if I'm talking with my siblings. I don't actually move through the world as if I'm talking to individual people. So it's like, that's why I have a hard time with people, because it's like my view of the world is sadly, and it's not tainted, but it's like, sadly, I have like such a high regard for you guys that when I meet people, I'm like expecting them to kind of be like you guys. And then when they're not, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
This is ghetto. I could literally just like, I'd rather not. Like when the woman that was going to work at my job, when she came and, you know, she's a Taurus, I was like kind of somewhat excited for her to work there. And then when she completely switched up, I was like, wait, I am not used to this, because my sister does not act like this.
Yeah.
This is a different kind of Taurus. I'm a pass on this one.
Yeah. I feel like, well, for like, in terms of me and Samilia, we didn't really have like much of a relationship until we got older.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I'm totally fine with that, because I won't talk about nothing in my childhood, no way. So I really wasn't talking about nothing. Like, you did not miss anything. I do much of like what I do right now is a lot of what I did as like a young kid. I sat in my room playing music, like bored most of the time. I mean, I was Ida. And I feel like when me and Beth were younger, like it was almost treated like twins. And I feel like, oh my goodness, I feel like this is why I have an individuality complex, because for most of my life as the youngest, it was me and Beth either dressing exactly alike in different colors, or it was me wearing Samilia's clothes.
Yeah.
So I had that's why I'm saying you didn't miss anything for me as a kid, because I had no personality. Like, you would have been hanging out with a duplicated version of you guys. And even when I got to high school, I would tell people that my personality was a mix between my two sisters. I'd be like, I'm quiet and reserved like my older sister, but then like I can get wild and talk to everybody like my older sister. Like, for the longest time, my personality was literally a mix between my two sisters. So as the youngest, I really felt like I had no personality. I had no individuality. And I do think that comes off in the way that I interact with like outside people, as like, because I'm not really like Beth in the sense of like, when I look at my friends, I'm not like automatically like family. I don't look at my friends like that. So the bond isn't as secure. So you can get dropped because I don't look at you as if you're my siblings. Like, truly, like when I was younger, mom used to get really mad at me for saying this, but I was like, yo, Beth, if we weren't siblings, like that ass, I would have already like minked your ass. Like, I would not hang out with you. And mom would always be like, that hurts my feelings that you say that. I don't like when you say that. But it was really the truth. Like, you cannot do what my siblings do, because if Beth wasn't my sibling, like at that time when we were in high school, like I would have already fought her. You know what I'm saying? So I don't look at my friends like that, because they can most definitely get dropped.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's just a tighter bond. Like, this is family.
You ain't never said to my face though.
Sorry?
You ain't never said none of that to my face though.
Because I'm a lover, not a fighter, bro.
You said
I like wanted to fight you, but I'm not going to. And
I'm trying to think of like how. Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off, Corey.
I was just thinking about like when I was younger. I think the reason why our bond is so strong is because I did used to look at you guys as if you were just like other people. I didn't look at you guys as siblings.
Mm-hmm.
But once again, my mom was just like, absolutely not. And I know that has a lot to do with like how she grew up.
Yeah.
But she was like, you don't snitch on your sisters, like all this tattling on your sister that you're doing. These are supposed to be your best friend. She always do that. You know, I feel like every mom does this. When I'm not here, they're gonna be the ones to like take care of you. Mom would always hit me with that. It would get on my nerves. I'm like, hey yo, for real, cut that. Stop saying that. but it's so like, it's true. Like you guys are the people that I bond with. Nobody understands where I came from and how I was raised and what I've been through the way that you guys will understand, because you guys have been through the same things as me. Yeah. So I'm glad that my mom from a young age instilled in me, like, these are your sisters. These are the people who are bonded with you. This is blood. And even more important than that, you need to have, I'm glad that I went through a phase where I'm like, Beth, I can't stand you, because like, and Smelly girl, you was right there too. You know, don't get it twisted. I still got diary entries about both of you. But like,
hey, what did I do?
I'm glad, girl. You was anal retentive back in the day, girl.
Yeah. Well, I worked through that.
You have, and you know, our bond is so much like, our bond is very special.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that I went through a phase where I'm like, if we weren't siblings, I wouldn't like you, because it taught me how to like you guys. It taught me how to treat you guys. It taught me how to teach you guys how to treat me. And I think a lot of people think when it comes to siblings that you can do whatever and say whatever to your sibling, but it's like, no. Other than, I remember when I was putting out my first EP and I was reading off the thank yous, and I was like, I want to thank my friends, family, and I think I said, but one other thing, and Similia was like, but you didn't single me out. I'm like, girl, you are my friend, my family, and a supporter. Imagine that. Some people are just one. Some people are just one of those things. You're all of these things. So yeah, I think it's
really, really interesting. Like, I'm just like quiet because I'm reflecting, and a lot of the things that mom said to you guys, like, you know, about siblings, like, it was never said to me. But I think it was because I was, from the moment that you were born, both of you, like, it was like my job to look after you. So I became like a third parent, you know?
Yeah.
So for me, a lot of our relationship has had to come when you got older, because when you were kids, I kind of looked at you as like my responsibility, which is lovely in a lot of ways. But like, I mean, no 18-year-old is trying to be responsible for 2 kids. Just put that out there.
Mom used it as a way to do birth control for you, to be perfect. Jumping off tables.
It was a lot. It was a lot. But I think that, like, for me, I don't think if I would have like had that sibling relationship with you guys when you were younger, I don't know that I would have. Well, that's not true.
It would have been different. It would have been a different dynamic, because like even me and Corey's dynamic is not how you and Corey's dynamic is, not how you and I's dynamic is.
Yeah. So but like our dynamics now came from me taking the time to get to know you now. So I think it's actually better in some ways, because I didn't have the relationship with you of like, well, these are my sisters, and you know, it's just they're my sisters and they're younger than me, so whatever. It was like I got to know you as the kids that I took care of, you know, my sisters that I cared for, and like legitimately cared for, not like, oh, I was babysitting, you know, every now and again. Like, I was legitimately caring for you, like you were my children. But when I took that break in college, when I went to college, I was like, I'm not coming home. Like, I'm going to college. And I think that's what I needed, so I could just be like a kid almost. And then when I came back and was like re-engaging with you guys, I was re-engaging with your more well-formed versions of yourself, right? So I was getting to know Corey, like, not as Beth and Corey, but like Corinne Grace. And okay, actually, you know what really bothers Corinne? Like, when you eat her food, because she's a slow eater. Versus like when I was at home, I would just be like, okay, whatever, Corey, I'm gonna eat your fries. Thanks for eating slow.
Yeah, no respect for my ass.
No, we really did it. It's sad, but it's know, it's siblings. I'm okay now. I worked through it in therapy when she awake. No, but yeah. So I think for me, it was just like, I appreciate you guys more now, because had a chance to actually get to know who you are and not just who I thought you were.
Oh, yeah. Dad is the reason for me of why I even started being nice to Corey, because
Thanks, Dad.
because Dad literally, like, I'll never forget it. I don't know what happened, but he got so mad at me, and he was he was the one that like gave me the wake up call. Like, kind of how like mom used to do to you. Mom used to never say that to me either. Mom, because I didn't snitch on you. I would just beat your ass. And so Dad was like, Dad, something happened. And I don't know if it was like we got in a fight at his house or something. And he looked at me kind of like, you're the oldest. Like, what the hell are you doing? But he was just like, that is your sister. You'll never have someone else that loves you the way that they do. You need to protect them, blah, blah, blah. And like literally like went off on me.
Yeah, no, like Dad is consistent when he's like, I'm glad you have friends, but your friends aren't going to be like your sisters. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay. He's like, no one's going to have your back like family. I'm like, okay, Dad.
Yeah. And he means it. So
yeah.
like, he was the reason, for me at least, that he was just kind of like, you need to do better. Like, really went off on me. And I was just kind of like, it like clicked. It was weird. It didn't even take long for it to click. It was just like, oh shit, like I'm fucking up.
Yeah.
Because if dad has to say it, baby girl, you need to get your life together.
And I think it's just so important that, because I think it's really easy to get lost in the idea that these are your siblings and you have to be nice to them. Mm-hmm. We respect each other. That is where that is why we are able to do stuff like a podcast and because we understand the role that we each play. Like I'm a huge girl group fan. I love the girl groups, and I am. And Little Mix, like, they always talk about how the reason they had lasted 10 years is because they understand that everybody has a role. Yeah. And that's not to say like, oh, I like silver, so you can. It's not Mean Girls. It's not like I'm wearing gold hoops, so you can't wear gold hoops. It's like Samelia is a beautiful marketer. She can make, like, literally, I was talking to my friend about this and she was like, yeah, your graphics are amazing. Samelia makes the best graphics, right? I edit the podcast episodes. Beth is incredible at social media with hashtags and stuff. The time that Beth posted, we got probably the most likes on a post. Yeah. I'm not too prideful to do hashtag. I'm just lazy. Like the last one I did is like hashtag podcast. Like when Beth, it was like one hashtag. I was like hashtag podcast. But like, and that's what I do on my music page. I'm like hashtag singer, hashtag singing, hashtag a cover. Like, I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm gonna state the obvious. So I feel like the reason why is that we respect each other's roles in what it is that we do, and we respect each other, because it's not enough to just be like, these are your siblings. We're also still people, and we also have to learn each other and know what it is that like each person likes and what might upset someone.
Yeah. Go ahead, Beth.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was just gonna say, I think that is such a big key. That's the difference on, like, for us at least. I think a lot of people will say like, well, that's your blood, so you got it. And it's like, yeah, no. I mean, we have that, but you also still need to come with respect, right? Yeah. So like, I think it's nice that our parents gave us the space to be upset or to not like someone, but also still say, okay, yeah, you might not like them right now, but that's still your sibling. Mm. So they didn't say, well, you're not allowed to not like your sibling. And it was like, okay, well, you feel like that, and you also need to figure out how to get past it. And I think because we're able to do that, because our parents helped us learn how to do that, we are better in our relationships as adults. So there are times where we don't agree, right? There are times where it's like, actually, no, you hurt my feelings. And if you do this again, I'm going to take some space. And it's like, oh, wait, well, I don't want space from you. So let's just talk about this now, you know? Right.
So I think so many times that it's like crazy to think, because I'm like, what I was going to say was like, I just think it's so crazy that so many people like get in fights with their siblings. And because like, I just posted something today about like, who raised y'all? Like, y'all can't. Somebody says that you upset them, and instead of sitting there and being like, you know what, I'm wrong. Okay, let me see this from your side. Okay, I can see how that upset you, and then apologizing. you're embarrassed at the fact that somebody called you out on your shit.
Yeah.
And instead of just apologizing, you'd rather be disrespectful. That blows me.
Yeah. Well, there's also a way, like, if I'm upset with either of you, there's a way in which I do it that I think if I was upset with Beth and I called her out in front of a big group of people, that wouldn't go over well.
No.
Right. So like, there's a certain level of respect and understanding that I have of her to be like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to say anything right now. I'm going to wait until it's just the two of us. And then I'm going to tell you that I'm upset. Right. And then we'll talk through it. Or, you know, most of the time it doesn't happen that peacefully, but but we eventually get to a place of
it's
peace.
Passionate like, because it's like, what? And then
but I also
sorry,
no, I just also think it's like we have to understand each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have to understand that if I'm ever coming to you about something, it's not because I don't love you. Like, if I'm coming to you and I'm telling you that was something you did hurt me, it's because I want to continue on the relationship that we have.
Yeah.
And so I think if you were to say something that upset like one of us, I feel like I have to like, if you did something, I like, I'm just gonna use it as an example, like you going to New York instead, like with Andrew instead of me, like I have to understand that you are not trying to hurt me.
Yeah.
And I think that is a huge part of, because just because my feelings are hurt does not automatically mean that I get to change your character. Because I know that you care about me. I know that you love me. Regardless of my feelings being hurt, I'm not going to switch your character around and be like, you meant to bail on me on my birthday. You waited for my birthday to bail on me because you hate me. Like, it's not going to turn into that. It's just like, I'm sad about that, and this is how I wanted it to be instead of that.
What's crazy is there are people that are like that, you know? And I think that's what is like blows me. That's like somebody can do something and it be so innocent as that. Where I wasn't thinking that far in advance. Like there was so much going on that, you know, this opportunity and I took it. It wasn't meant to hurt you. But people will take that and run with it and say, like, think that you set out to kill their whole family. It's
literally, It's very, but that to me tells me that you didn't think that I was a good person to begin with. And that's correct. That's a trigger for me. I get very triggered by that because I do think that I'm a good person, and I do think that I surround myself with good people. And so if someone just, their first instinct is to automatically assume that I meant to hurt them, I think that it's important that we just don't hang out because you don't see me the way I see myself.
Correct.
And I think it's important to surround yourself with people who look at you and believe that you're a gentle person. If someone thinks that you are evil and mean and hard,
and every time there's a misunderstanding or like, you know, someone bails and so that happens, and the first thing you're saying is like, you hate me. It's like, well, then you don't think that do you actually like me in the first place?
Exactly.
If, you know, one thing goes wrong and we haven't even talked about it, and now you're, you know, changing my character, or, you know, saying that I did all these things that the person probably didn't do. Then it's like, well, if that's how you view that person, then you probably should like look a little bit more deeply about if this is really a good friendship for you.
Yeah,
that's insane because somebody did do that to me. Like I had like spent the day with them, and I had already I had other plans, and I had like fit them in because I knew something meant something to them.
Yeah,
I had already had other plans and like ditched the people that I had plans with in the morning to accommodate their plans, and I didn't tell them this because it's not their business what I do. But I told my other friends, okay, well, I'll meet back up with you later. And so that's what I did. And I went, and this person, like, they were like, okay, well, we're going to go out later to celebrate. And I said, okay, well, I'll already be out. We can meet up together. And then when it didn't happen, where we didn't meet up, because the person that they were dating was just kind of like, no, I don't want to go there. They blamed me and said that I was this terribly selfish person.
Yeah.
In my head, I'm like, wow, perception is not always reality.
Yeah.
Because if you really looked at the grand scheme of it, I ditched other people to accommodate you, and then let you know I still was doing something else, went and hung out with those people, and still communicated with you to get you where I was. But yet I am the selfish person.
Yeah.
And at that point, I was just like, you can't make everyone happy.
Yeah.
But yes, I agree 100%. To add to that, I think it's also interesting that, like, one of the things that I appreciate about our sibling relationship is, like, if sometimes things happen and you're like, okay, I didn't realize that actually hurt you the way that it did. Like, so like hearing Corey talk about her birthday, I'm like so sad. I was like, I didn't realize that, you know, it affected her the way that it did. And I know Beth and I, we've had things where it's like, well, damn girl, I didn't know you was mad like that, you know? But creating space for your siblings to be like, hey, look, that hurt my feelings. And really like taking time to sit and listen to it. Because to me, honestly, about your birthday, Corinne, again, this kind of harkens back to what we talked about earlier in the episode, but I think because I was never really like a central part of your birthdays, it never really dawned on me that it would be important to you if I was there or not.
Yeah.
So
no, it really was important to me. I was like, I found the perfect Airbnb. Me and Sibling are gonna get these cute pictures. It's gonna be great.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry.
No, don't cry, dude. It's fine.
Ew, don't cry.
It's already passed. It's already October. Like, it's fine.
I know. I'll make it up to you. I mean, I can't change the past, but
we're on a girls' trip. I want to go. I was actually, well, if we're gonna talk about space and creating, and we're gonna
let's create
Corey's
some
birthday
space for you, girl.
Y'all two were gonna go to New York, and I had literally like took off at work, put PCO in.
You didn't tell me until like literally the week before.
Why would I tell you that? Why wouldn't you assume that I took your birthday off?
Because why would you? No, seriously, why would you? Like, I know you love me, and like, but like,
why wouldn't I?
I would assume that it would be like something that
Corey, I take off for Samelia's birthday. You think I didn't take off for your birthday?
I didn't have anything planned. Similia had a whole plan. Similia had a literal like
okay
a layout. Similia had an outline of like what was gonna
happen. Yeah, I had mood boards and a website,
a whole menu and like outfits planned. Like I had nothing planned besides I was like, I kind of want to go to New York, but I don't know if I can like afford to go because I just came back from California. So I was like, I want to go to New York. I know it's something that I want to do.
See, this is the problem. We did not assume the best because at the end of the day, I worked the week before so that I could have the weekend off and I could have that. I took PTO Thursday and then you were like, well, I'm going to New York with Similia. And I looked at you like, what?
You're like, I took off for your birthday. And I was like, ain't nobody told you to do it. We ain't never did that before. I remember it. I remember like it was yesterday. No,
are you serious?
But we got pad thai together. We spent the day together still.
We did.
So, madam.
I'm sorry about the shitty cake, but we did.
And you took me on a boat with your racist friend. You know what? You tried.
That was probably like the worst day. That was like the worst thing that could possibly happen.
It was like, yeah.
It was surreal.
You tried though. And like, that's the thing is like, I think also one thing that's really important to me is I saw this tweet the other day that was like, I want to love you in the way that you need to be loved.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important because it's easy to feel like someone doesn't love you. Like Beth knew I wanted to go on a boat. She knew I needed to be around water. You know, it was my season. I'm a water gal. You know, I had to be around water. So she knew that. And so she made an attempt to do something. And it's not that I didn't appreciate what Beth did because I loved being on the water, but I was just anxious the whole time because we were literally so I'm sorry. I was anxious the whole time. But I still appreciate the thought of what Beth was trying to do for me, even if the execution wasn't all the way there. I know she wanted to still give me something that could possibly try to make me happy. And I appreciate that you tried. I really do appreciate that you tried. I don't think it had anything to do with you, like me not being happy. I think at the end of the day, like I was saying before in like earlier episodes, I was going through something. And so it was really hard for me to accept any love because what I wanted was not what I was getting. Like what I wanted, I wanted everything to be perfect.
Yeah.
And nothing was what it was. Like, you know, at the end of the day, I turned 27 and I'm excited to have lived this long and I hope I get to live another year. And I've accomplished so much in the past year that I have a lot to be happy for. And you guys are my friends and I do love our friendship. And I'm glad that I can, in this day, like say, you guys are my besties. Like I don't even refer to you guys as my sisters. I refer to you guys as my best friends. So I enjoy that I can do that.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that I can do that. And I'm not, even if I'm sad about something, I'm not holding animosity for you guys. Like, even if I bring up my 13th birthday, I'm not holding it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I understand that it's just something that I'm working through because I'm healing a lot of my young me.
Right.
And,
like you're holding space for the fact that like, this is something that was wounding to me at one point in time, but it doesn't change or impact my ability to love the person who was involved.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think that's the
Can
other
you shred
important
that
thing.
diary, please?
Huh?
Can she shred that diary?
No, no, sorry.
It's gonna be on her fifth her fifth EP.
I'm so weak. You guys, when I'm famous, let's come back to this.
What you mean when you're famous? You're famous now, girl.
No. When we're like really big to the point where I have museums,
Uh-huh.
I'm putting the diary in the museum. Let's just.
Can we gonna have a museum
not?
No, I just think like I think those things are just like important into my healing. I'll get rid of them eventually.
Yeah.
I will get rid of them.
But it's important to work through it, right? So it's like not something to be, because I think that is probably something that impacts sibling relationships. You have this whole life that you live with people.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give space to the things that people have done that have hurt you. Like you're like, okay, well, this is my sibling, this is my sister or brother, and I don't want to have these negative feelings, so I'm not going to deal with it. And then like that never works, right? So I think it's important that you do like bring it to light, and then also that you work through it. Like I think everyone should. And then also not taking your siblings for granted. That is a really important thing. Since I think we get to see sometimes secondhand what happens when people feel taken for granted, like how anger or like hurt feelings can arise from that. And so just trying to do the work so that's not the case for us.
Just healing that emotion, that generational trauma.
Yeah.
Because we definitely have been doing the work of many of our ancestors that didn't. So
our ancestors, what our aunts and uncles and
whoa.
Sorry. I'll cut it out.
No, but like of our ancestors, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I just feel like we are doing the light work of all, we're healing the emotional, the generational trauma of what it means to be a familial bond. Because like when we were younger, I honestly thought it was a lot like how it is now. And I'm like, now that we're older and we actually get to like be a part of the conversation, I'm like, whoa. Control delete, remove from this chat. For the people out there, we want to hear from you guys what it's like for you and your siblings, and if you share the same kind of bond and connection, because we shouldn't take our siblings for granted, and we just lived through a pandemic together, and so we just want everyone to hold close to their loved ones.
Yeah.
And maybe this will serve as a way for you guys to strengthen the bonds of your own relationships.
True.
Yeah, I like that. I'm sure we'll have other conversations about our sisterhood in other episodes. I think this is a good place to stop for this one.
I feel like I have so much more to say.
Me too.
Put it in the burn book.
And that time, I'm playing. Thank you guys so much for joining us for this episode. We hope you enjoyed this little glimpse into what it's like for our sibling relationship. Make sure you guys are commenting and engaging with us on our Instagram. It's an OK podcast. Subscribe here on Anchor, on Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. And thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys next Monday.
Yay!
Yay!